What's up, everybody? Casey Kerr here with Driving Line and Nitto. We are stoked to be back because we got RJ Anderson, dude. He has been on top, went to Crandon last weekend, and literally smoked everybody. He has been on fire. He's got a lot of cool things going on, and, man, I'm excited to have him on. So, RJ, welcome to the show.
Yeah, what's going on, Casey? Thanks for having me on. Man, yeah, Crandon was a wild one. I was bummed I didn't get to see you guys out there this year. You know how Crandon goes, but man, that was cool to go back to back. It was a crazy weekend for us for sure, but that was a rad one.
We all obviously watched because you had a free live stream. So, dude, the strategy was pretty unbelievable. You sat right where you needed, and dude, it all worked out in your favor.
Yeah, for all the guys that normally race Pro 4 out there, they had a points race Saturday, which I wasn't involved in. So you know how it goes racing those trucks is to expect 3 weekends of hard racing out of them all at one time is it's a lot to put on those trucks. And we kind of came in with a game plan of taking our first race pretty easy and just trying to save the truck because there's nothing that I could get out of that first race. Basically, it was a points race for those guys, so they had to race it as hard as they could to keep their points championships alive. We just kind of cruised, and absolute mayhem occurred. Bryce crashed his truck. Johnny Greaves had one of the most insane rolls ever, and it literally just kept unfolding right in front of my eyes. I was right behind both big wrecks, so people just kept driving like animals, and we were able to just cruise into a third place. And so that's just kind of how it goes in Pro 4 sometimes. But we're able to save the truck, and that's what got us that results in the cup right at the end.
So, is the truck all good or is it hammered?
You would never believe. I've never gone through a weekend of racing. I lost one bedside of racing.
Yeah.
We didn't even really touch the truck. We had DOT tires on for the first time ever, so we were just kind of adapting to that. Other than changing grooves and tire pressures and tires, that was basically all we did to the truck all weekend long.
Yeah, that is killer. That does not happen very often. So with racing right now, like, just so everyone knows, like, what are you racing? We see you in the desert now, UTVs. We got you. I mean, what's the plan for the rest of 2020?
Yeah, I try to just have as much fun as possible, obviously. But I got my hands on a little bit of everything. Pro 4s were cut from my standard schedule is the whole Lucas Oil Off-Road series, and this year out west there's no Pro 4s just because of the small car count. I think Lucas made the right decision there probably.
Yeah.
So I'm just racing Pro 2 out on the west coast with my brother who races Pro Light and UTV out of my tent. So we're out in AZ right now. Actually, that's where I'm at. I'm poolside as we just set the awning up today. So the guys are out here we have 3 rounds of racing this week, and we'll all be racing Pro 2. And then I just got my feet kind of dabbled in doing some desert stuff. So mostly all best in the desert in the 60-100 class. So basically it's similar to a trophy truck for those that aren't familiar with 60-100, but with a spec motor. So where everyone runs a LS3 sealed engine, 525 horsepower. So getting my feet wet in that, I have a lot of fun doing it. I'm adapting. I didn't really grow up as a desert guy. Desert family. I didn't necessarily grow up doing desert racing, so kind of getting my feet wet doing that, having fun with it. Doing some of the bigger races in Best in the Desert. I teamed up with Adam Lunn, who's been doing it for a while, and then obviously UTV stuff. I've been doing UTV stuff for about 10 years now. So events, one-off races, try to get out and do some UTV stuff. Just keep it fun as much as we can.
Yeah, for sure. Now in Lucas, how's the year going so far?
In Lucas, we actually changed our Pro 2s this year where they switched to a 410 engine package. Used to be kind of a open type motor with rules, obviously, but trying to get the cost down, they limited our engine based package. So we switched our Pro 2 to that. So the first round of the year, actually, we had a horrible weekend. And then we rebounded when we went to Wheatland the next round and had 3 great rounds. So I'm sitting 4th in points right now, started the season 11th. So
Going
up. Rebounded pretty good, and with all the COVID stuff going on, they actually condensed our schedule to 4 weekends, but we're doing 3 rounds each weekend now. So we're basically only halfway through our season as we speak. We're going to do 3 rounds out here in Arizona, and then finish up 2 rounds in our Challenge Cup at Glen Helen just in 3 weeks later next month.
Dude, so it is busy. Those are gnarly weekends for you guys.
Yeah, 3 races in the trucks is a lot, especially out here in Arizona where it's 105 right now. It's a lot on the guys, the chasing setups. We got a brand new track out here in Arizona actually, which is pretty cool. But yeah, the trucks were never built. We as we grow our programs, we have a designated set amount of spares for two weekends or 2 days of racing. A whole weekend. We never assumed we were going three whole points rounds. So it's different. We're just adapting to the situations like we have to.
Yeah, that is for sure. So now off race, and just so everyone knows, like obviously we know internally, but your dad runs Walker Evans Racing. Like, why don't you give a little background just so people know who RJ is and where you came from and where your dad comes from?
Yeah, so everyone always asks me how I got started in off-road racing, and I always joke that I was born into it. And what I kind of mean by that is my dad was a crew chief for Walker Evans ever since he was 18 years old. So I think that dates back to 1978 was when my dad first started at Walker Evans Racing. So started just sweeping the floors, and then became Walker's crew chief just a few short years later. And through all their years of desert racing, into short course racing, into rock racing, into all the different things that they did over the years, my dad was Walker's crew chief. So he's still there to this day. 2020, he now runs the operation over there. They're building over 300,000 shocks a year, working 7 days a week right now. They're just throttled down right now. So that's my dad's story. So when I grew up, I was actually going to places like Crandon short course races because my dad was racing every single weekend. So for me to go hang out with him and for me and my mom to go see him, we almost had to go to the races to go hang out with my dad.
We lose him?
Into races with just a young kid, hanging out. And Walker retired right as I was 5 years old. So there's a section of my life where we weren't really involved in the off-road racing, but it just kind of made a full
Kyle, we lose him?
I think it might be on his end because he came back for a second there.
Uh-oh. Yep, we lost you there for a second.
Oh, you got me now?
Yep, I got you back.
Oh.
Maybe it's on our side. Maybe it's on your side. I don't know.
I haven't moved. I'm still poolside, so I don't know.
I got the crappiest Wi-Fi known to man.
It happens. I swear, the more you pay, the worse it gets.
Yep, that's where we're at right now. That's exactly where I'm at. So.
Yep.
Well, on your story, so basically, you started in the UTVs racing that Polaris one. You started in the Polaris 170s?
No, I didn't start in 170, but I did start in a trophy cart, like back when there were still spare tires on the back. Everyone ran the exact same. You had to buy a body.
Kyle.
Same exact cart. So
no idea what's going on with that.
We're having some problems with our Wi-Fi again. Is it us? Well, are we live?
Yeah, we're still live. Yeah, we're still.
RJ, I think. Yep, you hear me now?
Yeah, I still got you.
Yeah, it's weird. We have you, but for some reason you keep freezing.
Oh, every once in a while you're freezing on mine, but you still got me?
Yeah, I got you now.
Okay. Yeah, I mean the first thing I got into racing razor wise was the Razor 800. So I don't know if you remember that. It was like the first razor basically players came out with. It was 50 inches wide. You could basically walk over to it and tip it over with your hands. So that was the very first I got into. That was 2008. So that was almost 12 years ago now.
That's so gnarly. I started racing in 2010. No, 9. No. My bad. I won a championship in 2010. Started in 07.
Yeah, and had you even driven any UTV stuff?
No.
Then or
no.
When was the first time you drove one?
I didn't even drive a UTV until like 2009, and I drove the Cowie Terex only for King of the Hammers.
Yep.
I never raced short course. I didn't do any of that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty insane in 10 years what a UTV has come to, huh?
Oh yeah, dude. And then I'll never forget one of my scariest moments of my life was we were at the river hanging out, and your dad gave me a ride like 8 years ago. And I had a helmet. I had no shoes on, no flip-flops on either because we just ran to your house from the boat, so I had no shoes on. Your dad puts on like an extra large helmet, and I was scared to death. And we full-blown went for the gnarliest ride of my life. Like, it was insane. So, yeah, that was one of those moments of life. I was like, these things are insane. Kyle, we lose him again?
I think everybody's saying we're good on our side.
There's
Nope.
you guys,
Nope. It's
you guys still got me?
Yep, I gotcha. For some reason, all of a sudden, your phone, it's your phone. Everyone's saying it's your phone. First time I'm not getting blamed. Darn it. Well, I'm sorry, people. RJ.
Sure. You guys got me?
Yeah, I hear you now. Hey, should we just go to voice and see if it works with voice?
We could.
Hey, should we do? How do you switch it? Hold on, guys. We're trying to.
I don't see it on my screen.
Oh, there you go. You're back now. Hey, you want to try to switch it, Cal?
I can. You could just keep going.
Hey, we're gonna try to switch it to just a voice call. See if it's. I think what's happening is it's a glitch in Wi-Fi. Hold on 1 second. What do you want to do, Kyle? There we go. Sorry, guys.
This is the only difficulties we have.
No shit. Sorry. No crap. Hey, let me do this. We'll call you right. Hey, do you want to try to you want to try to do it live?
Yeah,
Let's go.
We can do it.
Switch them over. You want to call them from my phone? Sure. All right. Hold on, RJ. 1 second. There we go.
So we're gonna keep you on the screen though, at least.
You got me?
Yeah, you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear.
I think what happened was there's just a connection. It was just getting weak. So we'll just try it this way.
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
But yeah, so dude, yes, the whole going to the river, driving with your dad was one of the gnarliest moments of my life when I gone from first thing I've ever driven, only thing was a Cowie Terex. And dude, your dad was testing shocks and it was freaking gnarly.
Yeah, I think he lives for that moment because you're probably like the 10th person ever to say the scariest thing I've done in my life was ride with your dad at the river.
Yeah. His loop, he just knows it so well, and some of those drops are so big that he knows when to brake, but it's like, yeah, no one else does.
Yeah, I always tell everyone that I think he's just old enough and can't see it. He doesn't know what he's coming up to, so he just holds it wide.
Dude, probably true. So now, dude, you got a C10, I hear. I've seen photos of it. I actually just bought one myself, and it's bare framed, and I turned myself into a disaster. How's the C10 coming?
Oh man, it's one of those addicted to drugs. My whole life I've been like, how do people let themselves get to this point? Well, my C10 build is showing me how people get addicted because my C10 started as literally I had an old ProLite motor at my shop. It was an old just LS1 ProLite engine, and I was just gonna put that motor in it, just do some tires and wheels, and basically leave it just a stock Chevy C10. And here we are 2 years later, and I've got a full frame-off chassis, 800 horsepower Pro 2 motor in it. It's we've gone way over the top on it, but I can't wait. It's my dream truck. I've always wanted a C10. So my dad actually got me the stock truck for my 24th birthday. So it was a gift from my dad, and then we've just been going to town on it. It's going to be full Motec, the whole works. So I'm excited to finally get it done one day. I'm hoping this off season when the racing kind of calms down that we can finalize that build up.
That's right. So you think it'll be driving this winter?
Yeah, that's my goal. So my birthday's in February, so I'm hoping by my next birthday, so 4 years later, that we'll have it done.
That would be rad. Yeah, that truck, you've done an amazing job. So if everyone wants to go check that thing out, go to social media, dude. It's unbelievable. You made your own channel for that thing, didn't you?
Yeah, I did it. It's I call it the RJ66 because it's a '66 Chevy C10. So yeah, it's full cantilever suspension. We try to like kind of put some off-road flair into it just because there's so many C10s nowadays, and I've seen so many nice ones built. It's like you're not going to top some of these nice show quality builds, but I wanted to do something just a little different where we kind of throw in some of the off-road flair into it, even though it'll be a street truck. You won't be able to jump it or anything like that, but just kind of throw in that off-road flavor.
Yeah, yeah. I did the on my Camaro. It's funny, like I did the same thing you did, like where I started getting into it, and then I ended up with a James Lynn wiring harness, full Motec, like
Yeah.
sequential shifter, like and all that sounds rad, except for what now that I realize every time you go from stoplight to stoplight, like in Riverside County, well, yeah, you go first to fourth, and then you got to go all the way back down to first, and then you got to go all the way back up to fourth. Like there's no like now I get the whole H pattern. Like I'm like, dude, this thing is every time you want to drive it, and I put a racing clutch in it to do burnouts. So it's like
Yep.
every time you want to drive it, it's like it's either on or off, and you're literally just shifting the entire time. But all for that off road. I did the whole off road crazy experience, like Motec, cut shifter, like, and it just turned into a ton of work.
Yeah, that's so rad. And until every time you drive it, it's just dollar bills coming out the exhaust,
Oh,
right?
every single time. And then I was like, oh, I want air conditioning. Oh, then to do air conditioning, I had to completely put a complete new accessory drive on it to be able to fit the condenser and all the pump and everything
Yep.
else on there. It's like just like you're saying, once you start. But I'm the same way you. Like I thought I was gonna build this cheap car. I'd already bought it, somewhat done. It drove, and it was like this thing's a piece of crap. Like I ended up basically stripping down to a bare frame or a bare tub and building it back up. So,
Yeah, that sounds like I'm in the same boat. But you got yours done a lot quicker than me.
dude, we worked crazy hours, so that was not a fun deal. So, any big desert trips planned? I heard like obviously Camp Razor's now canceled, but I mean, you got any plans? Where any? I know there's some private ones, but is there any big trips that you're going to try to go out and see anybody at the desert?
Yeah, I don't have anything necessarily planned right now. I guess with all the COVID stuff, it pushed back all our events. And I think we probably all saw it coming where the September, October, even now into early November is just slammed with races, events that got pushed back.
Yeah,
There's I mean, some weekends there's three events all stacked on top of one another. So right now in the near future, I don't have anything other than I'll be in Arizona till Sunday racing, and actually when I get back, we're doing a ride from Mammoth.
no
So it's a
way.
UTV ride. You go up to Death Valley, and then we're gonna stay in Death Valley the first night, and then Big Pine the second night, and then the third night we're going to Mammoth. So I've always wanted to do a ride like that in UTVs. I've never been to Mammoth or any of that area in a UTV, so I'm actually going with Reed Nordine and
Yes.
the Dirt Wheels magazine guys are the guys that are actually putting the ride on. So Reed kind of organized that whole deal from Walker Evans Racing, and me and Ronnie are just tagging along and gonna check it out. So bring our fishing poles and kind of just hang out, kind of a cruise trip. So
So
I'm looking forward to that.
if you're cruising, are you a two-seat guy or a four-seat guy?
It just depends how big of an ice chest you need to fit and how
Uh,
and if you're bringing the fishing poles.
yeah,
So
I do know.
fast. There's fast cruising and slow cruising.
That,
There's
yeah,
two speeds of cruising.
I know all about that. I know all about that. I got the dad. I got kids, so I got the dad missile. So if I got to bring the kids, then I got to go big. That's
Yeah, the nice part about the four seaters is you can carry parts and tools, and then all that happens though is everyone else uses all your parts and tools that didn't come prepared.
oh, dude. Every time we go, when I bring the four-seater, and then like one of my mechanics will drive it, and just like that, you're literally guys are like, oh man, I got a torn axle boot. Can you fix that? It's like, wait, you showed up to the ride with a torn axle boot. Like you, what? Like, dude. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I thought you were gonna have a spare for me, ready to go. Yeah, dude. Every
Sounds oh so familiar.
Oh god, dude, every single time. Well, dude, where can everybody find you? Like, if they want to watch all your racing, everything going on, where's the best place to find you on the internet?
Yeah, so the best place where I spread all my content is through my Instagram at the RJ37. I'm just started a YouTube channel, just slowly doing some content stuff there. It's also the RJ37. So basically any social media platform I'm at the RJ37 and try to keep it fun, bring as many trophies home as we can, but enjoy the process at the same time.
Oh yeah, dude, you definitely have a good time. If I was 10 years younger, I would be yeah. If if I was in my well, here's what I always tell myself: if I was where I'm at in my career now, 10 years ago, I would not be where I'm at because I'd be having way too much fun. Like,
Yeah, it never would have worked out.
yeah, it never would have worked out. But you're absolutely killing it. Hey, Kyle, you got any questions for us?
Yeah. So with all your videos you've done with the XP1Ks and then your recent Area 52, what do you have in mind? Like anything big that you're gonna try to do next?
Yeah, I actually do have a project that'll be later. I wish I could tell you more about it, but I would say stay tuned the next couple months here
Awesome.
before year end. So I don't have any dates or anything like that yet, but before the end of 2020, I actually have a really cool project with teaming up with another really cool brand. So it'll be really cool. I wish I could give you more information, but yes, we are. The short story long is we are working on some stuff. I just can't talk
No.
too much about it.
Hey, it's all good as long as the ball's moving forward. That's all that
The
matters.
ball's rolling.
That's it. Kyle, anything else?
Yeah. So King of Hammers. Any thoughts of doing that, or have you guys done King of Hammers yet? You and Ronnie?
Yeah, so Ronnie actually has done King of Hammers the last 2 years. The very first year, I think he went 2 miles and broke. So last year he actually went almost the whole way and lost a front CV in Chocolate Thunder, which is about 110 miles into the
Oh,
150 mile. Um, Had to stop there, but yeah, it's one of those things that now that we've started doing it, we got to conquer it. So Ronnie is for sure, my brother's for sure doing it this next year in 2021. I've talked about maybe splitting it with him, one car, us both kind of splitting the driving, maybe me helping him in the desert sections, him doing the rocks. So we might be able to do it this year. It just kind of all depends on the course layout. So if it's a good spot for us to switch in, I have some desert experience and he's good in the rocks. So it's just a tough thing to do a full two-car team. There's so much preparation and time that goes into
yes.
those cars for King of the Hammers, and what people don't understand too, I think, is you put all this time and money into these gnarly King of the Hammer builds, and then you just absolutely destroy them in one race because that's just the nature of King of the Hammers. So it's a crazy race, and yeah, I actually might be teaming up with Ronnie for 2021 to do it in a UTV.
That's actually smart. I built my brother a Can-Am, and he fully ripped the front dry shaft out of it, driving 200%, literally trying to win the overall at race mile like 18. I'm like, dude. When that went, he nerfed somebody, ripped the radiator out of it. I'm like, dude, he smashed into like 8 people in the first 20 miles. I'm like, dude, freaking destroyed the car.
Yeah, I always joke that Dave Cole, who puts on the King of the Hammers, gets a cutback from the manufacturers because the amount of money he does in damage out there
Oh,
to Ultra Fours and UTVs and whatever it may be is astronomical.
yeah, that's it. Luckily for me, in 3 years, my big car has not gone more than 20 miles in all 3 years. I've actually never made the rocks. I've either blown up motors, transmissions, I've ripped the whole left corner off of it, all in the first 20 miles. I could race the ball 1,000 every year and finish it every year, but I can't make it 20 miles and the complete. Every year it's the full frame off, spend the most money you can, and go 20 miles.
I guess it's better than going 120 miles and being stuck in a canyon all night.
Yeah, dude, I'll pass on that. Dude, I actually saw Johnny Greaves randomly in the UTV race. I passed him on my last lap, and dude, he didn't get out of there until 11:30 at night. I was like, nope, I'll walk.
Yeah, King of the Hammers is one of those races that can just spit you out faster than it
Oh,
takes you in.
and at any point, it's not like, oh, it's gonna get hard at the end or hard. It's like, dude, you could get lost or be messed up the entire time.
100%.
Anything else, Kyle?
Uh, Captain America on YouTube wants to just know how the pool temperature is out there.
Yeah, well, the longer I keep talking, I can't jump in the pool. So, it's 105 out here in Arizona, so we got a warm one this weekend. But Arizona, at least they keep the pools nice. They have the pools open. So in California, I don't even think you'd be able to get in the pool. So
Yeah, no
just
kidding.
thankful that we at least have some water out here.
Absolutely. Anything else, Kyle?
How did the South Point deal come about? It's kind of a different
Yes.
one.
Yeah, so last year, I was sponsored by Rockstar Energy for 4 years, and um, in a transaction where Pepsi ended up buying Rockstar Energy, and through the transaction, Rockstar was actually a privately owned company, believe it or not, for how big they were, and sold to Rockstar. And I think as part of the transaction of being sold, Offroad just ended up getting cut from the budgets for 2020. So basically, anything in the dirt Rockstar related was cut last minute for 2020 moving forward. So it kind of left us in a weird spot for this year, sponsorship wise, because it was too late in the game to, really pursue sponsors. But also, I was too far along to tell my current sponsors that had already committed, hey, I lost my sponsorship. So it's one of those things where I had about a month to kind of figure out what are you going to do this year. And luckily for me, the Gone family, who owns the South Point Casino in Las Vegas, have been longtime supporters of not only myself and my family, but of Off-Road. And I came to them and I told them my situation, and I was just kind of like, hey, do you have any ideas? And being the awesome family they are, they stepped up to help us get. Um, can't thank them enough for letting us go racing and push through this just weird year. So we're working on some stuff for 2021, which I'm pretty excited about. So hopefully it all comes to fruition, and I can tell those guys thanks and move on.
Yeah, it's killer, dude. That is actually really killer. So, well, dude, we won't take any more time. Let you get that swim pole. We appreciate you coming on and chatting with us. Everybody, make sure you guys go follow everyone. And by the way, where can they watch this weekend if they want to watch your race this weekend?
Yeah, so Lucas Oil streams all their races live on their app, lucasoilracing.tv. So it's a subscription-based app, but everything is live on there. So all 3 weekends of racing, opening ceremonies are at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. So we're racing Friday morning, Saturday morning, and Sunday morning.
Awesome. Well, good luck, RJ. Thank you very much for coming on. And yeah, everybody, Driving Line, thank you guys so much. Dude, we have an amazing time with this Nitto Tires. Thank you guys very much for allowing me to come on and have a great time, dude, talking to the friends, chatting it up. Dude, RJ does a phenomenal job with everything he has going on. You guys got to keep up. Dude, his C10 build is amazing. Dude, the Pro 4 race at Crandon was pretty unbelievable. He laid it down. He did what he needed to do there. And, yeah, he's got a lot going on in his UTV program and his short course program. So check him out. Once again, thank you guys very much, and we'll see you guys next week.